Should we feel sorry for Scottish football? Was the headline from Talksport now. It was their live when they do their whole panel thing, but I can't find it, but I kind of wanted to talk about it, but it's not here to talk about, sadly, so let's just go on to the article and I'll talk about it here. Right, Hibs 0, Aston Villa 5. Now, obviously some people don't care about the coefficient and want the Hibs to get pumped. Some people do care. Some people care about the fact it's a Battle of Britain. Some people want the Scottish team to triumph over the English team. But if you support like Hearts, obviously you're not going to want Hibs to win. Rangers fans aren't going to want Hibs to win. I guess some people would, but I don't think most people with Hearts wouldn't. But other fans, Scottish football will want. I want the Hibs to get a result. To boost the coefficient, because we need the coefficient boosted. Galatasaray, I believe, beat Molde. But this whole gimmick is, should we feel sorry for Scottish football for Talksport, right? And obviously they'll be like, oh, it's just not a good league, blah, blah, blah. The amount of money it's in the Premier League, this result should have been expected, right? I predicted 5-1. I think Hibs very easily could have got a goal or two, right? And even though I think most of the Hibs goals were avoidable, Aston Villa were nowhere near their full potential, right? And now some people may question, well, how can Hibs beat a team in the Swiss League and then get pumped by Aston Villa 5-0 at home? Because people need to wake up and smell the coffee. The amount of money in that Premier League compared to any league. Like, it's like that season Rangers made the Europa League final, right? Seeing you listen to Talksport or whatever, see we were in the semis, see the amount of praise that West Ham were getting for getting to the semi-final. Fair play to Davy Moyes, right? But see, at the end of the day, see the amount of money West Ham are spending and have spent compared to other teams relative to them in Europe. They should be fucking walking that Europa League. And see, last year when they won the Europa Conference League, that should be the norm now. It shouldn't be fucking, oh my god, the underdog story. It shouldn't be. Now, I've no issue with Davy Moyes or West Ham, but that's just the reality of it is. The amount of money the English teams spend, they should be winning these tournaments. And, the fact, they weren't bigging up, oh, West Ham won it last year, so you think Aston Villa should win it this year, sort of deal in the build-up to this game? Absolutely. Look at the amount of... look at their two centre-backs, Diego Carlos and Pau Torres. Those two wouldn't look at a place at fucking any team in the world. You know what I mean? I'm not even joking when I say that, man. Two of the better defenders that you would have got in La Liga. Put it that way, right? Lucas Digne, French international. Ollie Watkins, quality striker. Our own John McGinn, Scotland's own John McGinn. Other players, Martinez won the World Cup, and there's fucking Diaby, the record player. Coutinho's even on the bench. Do the math, right? Scottish, you can't compete with English teams, right? And I said in the review yesterday that I was actually a bit more impressed with Hibs against Villa than I was with Rangers against Liverpool. And somebody commented, right, that we were 1-1 at half time. Yeah, we were. I'm not denying that. 1-1. It was 1-1 at half time, right? But to me, Hibs throughout the 90 minutes, actually, there wasn't a sense of collapse. I know if most teams get beat 5-0, you can say, well, they collapsed. I actually genuinely feel like Hibs kept their heads high and kept going. See, against Liverpool, Rangers were a fucking disgrace in that second half, and I don't take an excuse of that Connor Goldson was injured, right? Because Leon King would walk into this Hibs team, right? James Sands would probably walk into this Hibs team. So see the excuse of that, right? It can't be played. That obviously, right? And before people go, oh, but Liverpool's much better than Villa. Really? Last season, worldly, they finished just 5 points ahead of them. And if you look at the teams on paper, yes, I'm not denying that Liverpool's got Van Dijk, Alisson, Salah. But the Liverpool team last season was one of the worst seasons they've had in about 6 years. And I wasn't expecting Rangers to turn up at Ibrox and pump Liverpool 5 or 4-0. Obviously not. But the fact that Rangers got to, actually have a team capable of competing in Europe, I think Hibs getting beat 5-0 by a great Aston Villa team is honestly better than getting pumped 7-1 at Ibrox when Rangers are financially clear of Hibs. And I know Liverpool, right, are technically probably they are financially clear of Villa, but not by that much, man. The Premier League's getting a lot equality, man, equality. But yeah, and you look at it, Hibs, what chance? It makes sense that they'd be able to beat Luzerne. It makes sense that Rangers can go toe to toe with PSV because yes, PSV have got more money than Rangers, but it's not astronomical. Like I believe Villa spent like what 90 million this year, and Hibs have spent 1.4 million. Like at the end of the day, you can't compete with it. And the best thing to actually happen to football this season is the fact that Saudi Arabia is poaching a lot of these Premier League clubs. It's making the league a wee bit worse, right? But at the end of the day, they can still make these signings. People are still going to go to the Premier League because the money's still great. Not as good as Saudi, obviously. But anyway, guys, that is that rant aside. And yeah, I'm not surprised by Hibs getting beat 5-0. Are you guys surprised? Leave your thoughts down below. But until next time, Fog Football, signing out.